And welcome back to another episode of DarthNews, Manslaughter Mysteries, Part 3, Special Edition, Alec Baldwin. Well, more like Alec Bald lose. You know what I mean? Like losing interest in safety precautions and stuff like that. Anyways, we've got a whole lot of new information. That's right, we've got breaking news. We've got lots to cover, so buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to just drive right into this bitch. But the intro. Applejack. Do I have to say it? Applejack, hit it!
You are watching a master at work.
I don't wanna brag, but I ball like. I don't wanna brag, but I ball like. New G's and they off white, alright. I don't wanna brag, but I ball like.
Yeah, woke up on the wrong side. Bitch tryna marry me, I'm the wrong guy. Hi, easy, we love you long time. Why? I don't need no mom brides. Bye. Snort a quarters in. Then I go to torture.
Welcome back to DarthNews. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate you. I appreciate the view. If you enjoy this content whatsoever, please smash like and consider going to my Patreon because this channel has been completely, and I do mean completely, demonetized. If you're feeling in the mood, you can go join me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. That is $12 a year. You know when you're walking through the city and you happen to see a homeless person and for some reason you're in a good mood and you just happen to feel really bad for that homeless person? You know, they're probably not even holding up a sign. They're just sitting there and you're just like, I feel bad for you. Here you go, man. Go buy some food. They're gonna buy crack, but that's not the point. The point is you feel bad for them because you just do. So you find it in the kindness of your heart to give them $1 or $5 or whatever. You know, and then you just go on your way and you forget all about them. Well, pretend I'm that homeless person, but I'm working for it. I'm doing like, you know, like magic tricks. I'm doing like stand-up comedy on the side of the street. And if I made you laugh, feel free to, you know, drop $1 in the hat. Fuck me. Okay, I'm demonetized. I really need your help. So please consider supporting me on Patreon. Please! Links are in the description below or just go to right here. Click, go there. But I totally understand not everybody has the financial means to support somebody on Patreon, or especially like a reoccurring payment. But if you want to make just a one-time payment, you can do that too. But I understand people that just can't do that. Totally fine. I do this shit for free, so keep that in your mind. But the point is, if you can't afford to support me financially, then for fuck's sake, just smash the like button and subscribe. And if you've been watching my channel for a while and you're not subscribed yet, I hope to God that today I've earned your subscription. For whatever reason. Because I'm begging you. I'm on my hands and knees, metaphorically, sucking your dick, begging you. I will. I'll do it. I'll suck your dick if you subscribe. But if you don't subscribe, then I can't suck your dick. So, if you want a good old-fashioned blowjob, then I recommend you subscribe. Oh, that's right. If you want me to finish you off, then you have to hit the bell also. So, I will swallow if you hit the bell. But if you don't hit the bell, then I'm going to spit right in your face and say, fuck you! Get out of here! No, I won't do that. But alright, so to get real serious on the topic, there needs to be some civil actions brought against this production company. At least for wrongful death. There has to be a wrongful death claim somewhere. I mean, you didn't just kill somebody, okay? Someone just didn't die. They were killed. And you didn't just kill someone. A father and a mother lost their daughter. A daughter lost her mother. A husband lost his wife. A brother lost his sister. A friend lost their friend. When someone dies, each person who was close to them is experiencing their death in their own way. They're grieving in their own way. So when someone is unexpectedly killed, you know, whether with intention or accidentally, their death affects everybody they know. So it's not just like one person experiences the fact that they're gone. Everyone is experiencing that they're gone. Anyway, so it's being reported that Alec Baldwin's stunt double accidentally fired off 2 rounds last Saturday after being told that the gun was cold. It was a cold gun. And a colleague on set who was so alarmed by the prop gun misfire that they actually sent a text to the unit production manager saying, what the fuck is going on? No one did anything. And because no one did anything, someone died. And as shitty as this might sound, Alec Baldwin, even though he's in a really shitty situation, he's in an even more shitty situation because he's the executive producer of the entire production. Therefore, he is responsible for the contracting and the hiring of everyone who worked on that set. He is going to be held liable in one way or another. they're going to find out that there was a complete deviation of standards, care, and safety precautions and measures that were definitely not taken, which will inevitably result and used as evidence as negligence when the family eventually, undeniably sues the fuck out of this company. So for the next part of this video where we get into the real information, I was going to just, record it in front of the computer screen and just, do it that way, but I'm going to do it old school. I'm just going to go audio. I'm just going to record the audio. I'm just going to pull my mic up to the computer, and I'm just going to read these articles with this new information, which you could totally go read by yourself, but I guess that's why I'm here, because I could just read it for you. So if you're not up to date with what's going on, please stay tuned, because we're about to get into it. Again, audio only, so feel free to close your eyes, lay back, relax, put your phone down. I'm going to try to keep it as, I'm not going to make any promises. Let's just get into it. Applejack, hit it. All right, so our first order of business for these updates is brought to us by TMZ. They say the gun that killed the DP was allegedly used for offset target practice. They say the smoking gun that claimed the life of Helena Hutchins might have been more than just an on-set prop. It was also being fired recreationally, even when the cameras weren't rolling. Oh my God. They say, according to multiple sources directly connected to the Rust production, they told TMZ that the same gun Alec Baldwin accidentally fired hitting DP and the director was used by crew members off-set as well, for what we're told amounted to target practice. Now, why the hell crew members are using a gun that is apparently a live gun, a real gun, as target practice before using it in the... This is mind-boggling. I don't know who allowed this to happen, but unfortunately, it seems that Alec Baldwin is in charge of the whole show. This is his production. He raised the money for it. This is all in his name. He's the executive producer, so he's going to be held liable. It's as an executive producer of a movie, especially your own movie, you're responsible for everything that happens on set. That's your job to make sure all the safety measures and precautions are being taken. I hate to say it was this person's fault or that person's fault. I mean, there's multiple people at fault here. But at the end of the day, no one else pulled that trigger but Alec Baldwin. As horrific and as... I mean, unfortunate isn't even like the correct word, but as unfortunate as it is, he's the one who pulled the trigger. But not that it's his fault, but he pulled the trigger. But going back to why these crew members were using the gun as target practice is beyond me. I have no idea why anyone would allow that kind of behavior to happen. Did no one stop them? Did no one question them when they were shooting a gun out in the open? Obviously anybody that was around the set could hear this gun going off. Did nobody question this? There's also these hearsay reports that Alec Baldwin was, being a little bit... theatrical with the quote unquote prop gun. It wasn't a prop gun. It was a real gun, a hot gun. He was waving around and this and that. I don't know. That's all just speculation at this point. Nobody really knows. I mean, if he was doing that, shame on him. I would love to rip on Alec Baldwin more, but the gravity of the situation is probably really sinking in right now. I mean, he's never going to live this down. Never. No matter what he does, no matter what Oscar he may win, he will always be known as the guy who killed his cinematographer and shot his director. I don't need to add insult to injury. I mean, he's going through enough. You know what I'm saying? And my heart truly goes out to the entire family of Helena Hutchins and the director. But he's okay now. He's out of the hospital. But this is a true tragedy. Anyway, the article reads, we're told this off-the-clock shooting was allegedly happening away from the movie lot and was being done with real bullets, which is how some who worked on the film believe a live round found its way into one of the chambers that day. I'm sure that's exactly what happened. People were probably just getting high, smoking weed. I don't know. Maybe they weren't. But just, getting carried away with these real guns and not paying attention to... I mean, nobody should have been touching these guns, period. They should have been locked in a safe, with an armed guard securing the safe. And they only come out when the armorer is right there, handling the weapon. Nobody should have access to these guns, let alone going out into a field and firing a gun like you're a goddamn cowboy. They say, obviously, authorities want to speak to anyone who had been using the weapon for target practice, and more importantly, to whoever was putting the gun back among the others used for filming. Exactly. Someone is going down for this bullshit, man. Someone's going down for this. Somebody mishandled this weapon. Now, I told you the other day there has to be a chain of custody. Someone commented that the chain of custody kind of ends once the firearm, quote unquote, arrives on set. But luckily, it looks like there was some recollection of the chain of custody for these weapons after they arrived on set. They say we reached out to law enforcement to see if that's happened yet. They also say there's also this one source who was on set and familiar with the going-ons of the crew tells us that when the cops showed up, they found live ammo and blanks were being stored in the same area. Another possible explanation for how the actual bullet slipped in and got in the gun. I'm dyslexic. Fuck off. But you get what I'm saying. These cops show up and they find live ammunition and blanks stored in the same area as the weapon. So it looks like this was just gross negligence. This was deadly negligence. All right, so for our next update, we're going to jump over here to Yahoo News. They say armorer and assistant director are in focus of the Baldwin movie set shooting probe. According to Reuters, as law enforcement investigates a fatal shooting of the cinematographer Helena Hutchins by actor Alec Baldwin in the accident on the set of Rust, the court records show the probe includes the movie's armorer and assistant director. And here are some of the details about both. So Hannah Gutierrez is 24 years old, and she was working as the armorer or a person in charge of firearms. Now, according to the affidavit set by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office detective, she prepared 3 props and placed them on a cart outside of the building where rehearsals were taking place. And after the fatal shooting, Gutierrez was given the gun and removed a spent casting before handing it to arriving deputies. Holy shit, according to the affidavit. So she removed the spent cast. She removed the shell from the fucking gun before handing it to the police. That right there is conspiracy to cover up a crime, a murder, a manslaughter. This is holy fuck. Oh my god. And you know what? I didn't want to show you this until later, but let me show you right now, so that way for the remainder of the video you have an idea of who this motherfucking person is. Okay, let me just give you a little glimpse of who this individual is that let all of this happen.
Choke me like you hate me, but you love me. Low-key wanna date me when you
Fuck me, touch me with the lights off and my chains on, baby.
The article reads, just 1 month before Thursday's accident, she had spoken about how she had been worried her inexperience meant that she was not up to the job when she first began her first movie as head armorer earlier this year in the western The Old Way starring Nicolas Cage, which is scheduled to release next year. She says, quote, I was really nervous about it at first, and I almost didn't take the job because I wasn't sure if I was ready. But doing it, it went really smoothly. Gutierrez said, told the Voices of the West podcast about Western films. Jeffrey W. Crow, who supervised Gutierrez on the Cage film, told the Los Angeles Times that he had been impressed by her. He says, quote, working with Hannah, I'm surprised that any of this happened under her watch. Are you surprised? Have you seen her TikTok? Crowd told the newspaper. He said, quote, I thought that she was an exceptionally young and up-and-coming, very eager and talented armorer. Maybe a very talented OnlyFans slut. Gutierrez followed in the steps of her father, Thel Reed, a well-known Hollywood armorer. Okay, so that's why she got the gig. That's why she is where she is. That's why she has the position she has as head armorer, because her father, she's piggybacking off of his career, off of his name. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is. This is an unqualified individual who was given a position far beyond her qualifications because of who her father was. I'm just going to say that right now. Tell me if you think otherwise. So according to his biography on the film database IMDb, Reed began competition shooting as a boy and performed in Wild Wild West shows and taught gun handling to actors including Russell Crowe and Brad Pitt. Reed did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Sunday. Now, David Hall's assistant director, 62, grabbed one of the prop guns off the cart and took it inside to Baldwin, yelling, quote, cold gun, which on movie sets means the gun is not loaded with ammunition, including blanks, according to the detective affidavit. He did not know live rounds were in the prop gun that when he handed it to the actor, the affidavit said. Halls did not immediately respond to requests for comment. An experienced Hollywood hand with credits on movies including Fargo in 1996 and 2003's The Matrix Reloaded. Halls is also an actor, and on Sunday, NBC News and CNN quoted a Hollywood prop maker, Maggie Gold, as saying that she had raised safety concerns about Hall when they worked together on Hulu's Into the Dark television series in 2019. She says, quote, he did not maintain a safe working environment. Sets were almost always allowed to become increasingly claustrophobic, no established lanes, exits blocked, safety meetings were non-existent, which is terrible. Now, I have been a first AD on a few projects, a few sets, productions. The only thing is none of those productions that I worked on involved weapons. Well, they involved like a sword and a knife, but not fake guns or prop firearms. So I'm new to all of this information, but even though we didn't have any real weapons or fake weapons on set besides a sword, because it was a short film that took place in like the 1500s, so there was a sword involved. But besides that, even though there were no deadly weapons on set or potentially deadly or dangerous weapons on set, we still had safety meetings every morning. The entire crew, we got together, the producer, the first AD, and I held those safety meetings. Even though there was no risk on set, we still held the meeting. So the fact that this is a professional set and they're saying that there was that these safety meetings were non-existent is very, very concerning, to say the least. So the film producer Aaron B. Kuntz, who worked with Halls on 2 previous movies but was not involved in the making of the movie Rust, told the Los Angeles Times that Halls was extremely efficient and a good manager. So what is it? Which one is it? Is it, is he good or is he not good? I'm going to go with not so good. The Daily Beast reports inexperienced armorer on Baldwin's set raised alarm bells on prior film. Why were these bells not heard? Why did no one pay attention to these red flags? Just like I believe you should be overtly vetted to be a police officer, like you should go through like a military level training and hiring process should be extremely rigorous. I mean, they should be taking the best of the best, not just any average Joe, bimbo who wants a gun and wants to go on a power trip. You need to pick the best of the best. And same goes for people who work on sets that are in charge of weaponry. They need to be the best of the best. They need to be highly experienced professionals. There should be like the lead armorer, and then there should be like the assistant armorer and like the third assistant armorer. There shouldn't just be one head armorer and then that's it. There should be the most experienced, and then she should have been like the assistant to the most experienced. You know what I'm saying? That, in my opinion, this is just, again, a case of negligence. They say there were previous concerns raised about the 24-year-old armorer who was hired on Alec Baldwin's film Rust, with the 2 production sources telling the Daily Beast that the filming on the set of her last movie was briefly stopped after she allegedly gave a gun to an 11-year-old actress without even checking it properly. Yo. She should have been fired and 86'd from the entire industry that day. The day that occurred, she should have been fucking gone. When it comes to giving a loaded gun to somebody accidentally, especially a child, there's no room for error. There's no forgiveness of, it was a mistake, I didn't mean to. No. You only get one chance, and if you blow it, well, then goodbye. That's how I see it. They say, quote, she was a bit careless with the guns, waving it around every now and again, said a source who worked alongside the armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed on the upcoming Nicolas Cage film, blah, blah, blah. She says there was a couple of times when the loading, when she was loading the blanks and doing it in a fashion we thought was unsafe. Yeah. I don't even know what to fucking say. Let's keep reading. Gutierrez Reed was identified in a Santa Fe Sheriff's Office search warrant affidavit as the armorer on set when Baldwin was given a prop gun that he believed was safe. Baldwin then discharged the gun, fatally striking 42-year-old cinematographer Helena Hutchins and injuring the 48-year-old director Joel Souza. So far, no charges have been brought, but the Sheriff's Office investigation is still ongoing. Sources on the Rust set have insisted that the fatal accident was a result of failings from top to bottom, starting with the production's low budget and cost-cutting measures. Gutierrez Reed was described as being, quote, inexperienced and green by a Rust production source who told the Daily Beast that there were at least 2 previous incidents on guns being accidentally discharged by other crew members before Thursday's tragic incident. So this is, again, like they just said, top to bottom. There were mistakes and failings made on every level. Everyone is at fault here. I hope everyone has to live with this for the rest of their fucking lives. Oh, but Darth, why are you talking about this? Like, people get shot every day. You don't talk about them. Yeah, okay, well, there's a difference between living life out in the streets and in the real world and being on a controlled movie set. These types of things should never happen. On the set of Deadpool 2, the stunt double was killed during a motorcycle stunt. But that's because it was a stunt double doing a stunt. And they know the risks. And that's why we have to give our respects and praises to all of the stuntmen in Hollywood. But this was not a stunt. This was fucking negligence. I mean, manslaughter. This is, sure, manslaughter, legal definition. This feels like fucking murder. I feel like someone murdered her. They say, according to the Actors Equity Association guidelines, guns must be test-fired off-stage before each use, saying, quote, all loading of firearms must be done by the property master's armorer or experienced persons working under their direct supervision, the association advises. 2 Rust production sources who have both worked in the industry for decades claim that the assistant director, David Halls, who is named in the search warrant affidavit as the person who handed the gun to Alec Baldwin and said it was safe, should have also checked the weapons. They say, quote, he's supposed to be our last line of defense and he failed us, the source said. He's the last person that's supposed to look at the firearm. And apparently this guy was just meh. On vacation. He was having a good time. Didn't matter. It's all good. No need to double check. They say the second production source told the Daily Beast that the first assistant director should be personally verifying whether a weapon is hot or cold. They say, a quote, a cold gun indicates that there are no cartridges, including blanks, inside the firearm. A hot gun indicates that the weapon is loaded with cartridges, either live ammunition or blank rounds. This check alone should have prevented this incident, the person said. Now, in a heartbreaking 911 call, script supervisor Mamie Mitchell also seemed to reference Halls as she urgently asked the dispatcher to send an ambulance to the set of the Bonanza Creek Ranch on the outskirts of Santa Fe. Mitchell can be overheard telling someone nearby, this fucking AD that yelled at me at lunch asking about revisions, this motherfucker, did you see him lean over my desk and yell at me? He's supposed to check the guns. He's responsible for what happened. All right, so I don't know if I should listen to this right now. I mean, I'm going to listen to it, but I don't know if I should put it in the video. You know what? This is Darth News. So we're going to listen to this now, and then we'll finish the article. All right, here we go.
Santa Fe Fire and EMS, what's the location of the emergency?
Bonanza Creek Ranch has had 2 people accidentally shot on a movie set by a prop gun. We need help immediately. Okay. Bonanza Creek Ranch. Come on.
Stay on the phone with me. We're going to get some help, okay? Don't hang up, okay? Hold on just 1 second.
It sounds like somebody else is calling for 2 ambulances. You better make good. Everybody should be. We need some help. Our director and our camerawoman has been shot. Are they going to take him to the road?
So was it loaded with a real bullet or one?
I cannot tell you that.
Okay.
We have 2 injuries from a movie gun shot.
Okay. We're getting them out there already. Just stay on the phone with me.
Okay. Okay. No. I'm a script supervisor.
How many people are injured?
2 that I know of. I was sitting, we were rehearsing, and it went off, and I ran out. We all ran out. They were doubled over, the AD and the camera woman and the director. They're clearing the road for you to come back. We're back in the town. Is it called? We're back in the western town.
Is there any serious bleeding?
I don't know. I ran out of the building. But
That's fine. I still have to go through these, okay? Are they completely alert?
We don't know. I can't tell.
Maybe?
Hello?
Hi. I have a protocol of questions I need to ask. If you can just answer them the best you can, okay? Are they completely alert?
Yeah, they are alert.
Okay. What part of the body was injured?
Yeah, okay. I'm not sure. I'm not in there.
Okay, that's fine. Is there more than one wound?
I think there's one on 2 individuals.
One wound on 2 individuals? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sending the ambulance help you now. Stay on line. I'll see exactly what to do next, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to tell you how to stop the bleeding. Listen carefully. Make sure we do it right.
We do have a medic on set.
A medic on set? They're already doing that?
I believe so, yeah.
Is the bleeding controlled?
Let me see if I'm allowed to get as close as needed. No.
Where on the set are you guys?
We got one laying down.
Where on the property are you guys? They can find you here.
We're on the now. We'll have I can have a van.
A van?
At gate 1.
Okay.
It'll be gate 1. And I can see that we have a van out there, so that way we could that's kind of escort you out here.
Okay, they're getting there as quick as they can. I just reaffirm help is on the way, okay? If you get more information or if anything gets worse in any way, call us back for further instructions.
Gotcha.
The allegations from the Rust crew members appear to mirror the allegations from 2 production sources who worked with Gutierrez-Reed on The Old Way, where she was hired as their head armorer, as we've already read. Reed did not respond to the Daily Beast's request for comment on Saturday, but the Daily Beast also reached out to Rust's Movie Productions LLC and Halls for comment. And in the statement, the New York Times, the company said it had not been made aware of any, quote, official complaints concerning a weapon or prop safety on set, end quote, noting that it would be conducting an internal review and cooperating with law enforcement. As they fucking better. A relative newcomer to being an armorer, Gutierrez-Reed was trained by her father, the Hollywood veteran firearms consultant, Thel Reed. The Old Ways was the first time Gutierrez-Reed had worked as a head armorer, admitting on The Voice of the West. We already read that. They say, however, that is not how production sources from The Old Way described their experience working with Reed. They say, quote, there were several concerns that I brought to the production's attention, one said. They say, I have been around firearms my entire life and noticed some things that were not okay, even with loaded blank firearms, end quote. Another source said, compared to other sets they had been on, there was considerably less attention to gun safety under Reed's watch. The most troubling incident occurred when Gutierrez-Reed allegedly loaded a gun on the ground where the area was filled with pebbles, then without properly checking the weapon, handed it to the child actress Ryan Kiera Armstrong. Both sources told The Beast. So this bitch handed an 11-year-old a firearm, a loaded firearm, and didn't even check. Concerned crew members intervened, demanding filming be stopped until Reed had properly checked the firearm, 2 sources said. She was reloading the gun on the ground where the pebbles were and stuff, and we didn't see her check it. We didn't know if something shot out of the barrel or not, one source said, explaining that the crew waited until she double-checked the gun for barrel obstruction. Detectives are still investigating the circumstances that led to the tragic accident. However, in the days leading up to it, there was trouble brewing on the set of Rust. There were multiple complaints, as we've already discussed, made to the production, which with at least 6 fed-up crew members reportedly walking off set before Baldwin was handed the prop gun. So we had 6 crew members walk off set before Alec Baldwin ever even fired the shot because they were concerned about safety measures and how they were not being taken. So many fucking red flags. They say that should have been an automatic grounds for termination on a union film set. You should be gone. Exactly. What did I say earlier? I said there's no excuses. There's no, oh, I'm sorry, let's forgive you. No. No, you're done. Goodbye. Gone. You get one shot. In this type of work, in this line of work, you get one shot. Don't fuck it up. The first time that gun went off without telling anybody, the whole department should have been replaced immediately. Clearly, production thought better of it, decided to roll the dice and pay the ultimate price, end quote. Sources have maintained that the film's production company would do anything to save money. For example, they promised to put the crew up in a hotel in Santa Fe to be close to the set. However, when filming finally began, the crew were allegedly told that there would be no such accommodation, and instead, they would have to travel from Albuquerque around 50 miles away. Many voiced their concerns about working up to 13 hours a day and then driving home alone in the dark, the Los Angeles Times reported. Others were also annoyed that no pun intended. Others were also annoyed by the shooting schedule of Wednesday through Sunday and had been tailored to Baldwin's schedule so that he could tape for his podcast because his podcast is more important than the movie they're filming. I mean, that would be super annoying. Imagine being like a supporting actor and you have to like work around his schedule because he wants to talk on his podcast. His podcast, Here's the Thing with Alec Baldwin, which airs on Mondays or whatever. If it's like, dude, I get you got to multitask, but you need to commit to the project that you're in charge of. And this is just another sign that Alec Baldwin was being a space case. This is another reason why, in my opinion, he's at fault, because he didn't pay attention because he was distracted with his podcast. His attention, his focus was all over the place. He wasn't focused on the important things like safety. Now, while Reed has not yet commented on the tragedy, prop gun experts, I hate how they keep saying prop gun experts because this was not a prop gun. This was a real gun. Not a prop gun. Anyway, so these prop gun experts told the Daily Beast that the armorer is usually ultimately responsible for the weapons on set. I mean, usually. I mean, besides the first AD and the producer, I mean, they're responsible for double checking, but the sole responsibility lies on the armorer. It's up to the armorer company to prepare the firearms a day or two beforehand and test fire them, making sure everything's okay and the blank rounds are okay, said Richard Howell of Foxtrot Productions, who is also a film armorer with 30 years of experience, so he knows what he's talking about. Richard Howell says, in film and TV, it's a very controlled environment. You have to do risk assessments. Exactly, that's what I said. It's a controlled environment. You're not out in the streets in real life. This is a controlled environment where everything is precise. Everything is done with purpose and reason. Nothing should be done for the fuck of it, or not done because you got lazy or you forgot to do something. These are safety measures that are there for a reason, and they must be met, no matter what. On Friday morning, Alec Baldwin expressed his condolences to the Hutchins family without apologizing, including her husband and 9-year-old son attending a private memorial in her honor later that night. He also backed reports that he was told the prop gun was safe to use, liking an article on Twitter that indicated that he was told it was a cold gun. I'm not saying it was or wasn't a cold gun, or he was told it was or wasn't. Even if it was a fake gun, even if I knew there were blanks loaded in it, okay, if I was the actor, if I was Alec Baldwin and I'm rehearsing a scene, unless the cinematographer or the director told me to pull that fucking trigger, I would not pull the trigger. Especially if it's pointed directly at the cinematographer. Like, holy fuck. Have you ever heard of angles? Oh my God. This is really disheartening. Fuck, man. I don't even know. But I think I'm done with this article. Okay, so one of my top Patreon members and a dear subscriber of mine named Dreama Collins sent me a message on Patreon with some actual information, some actual facts about the regulations and the rules and the procedures that are supposed to be taken when using a real gun or a prop gun on set. So let's go over some of these facts real quick that she has provided for me. And by the way, thank you so much for sending me this. Number one, unless the setup involves a very specific thing, like filming a bullet leaving the barrel in slow motion, or it's a show like Mythbusters filming a setup about the effect of a 45 caliber bullet has on a bowl of mashed potatoes, live rounds or real bullets are not allowed on set ever. Number two, real guns are used all the time and very safely, as evidenced by generations of movies and TV productions with thankfully very few situations like New Mexico. Number three, the use of guns on set is a choreographed affair that involves repeating the same steps every single time a gun, real or fake, called a, quote, not gun is used, starting with not one but two safety meetings. One general involving the full crew, like I said earlier, that's what I used to do. I used to give a safety meeting with an entire crew, just going over the general rules, like don't run on set, this and that, you get it, the general safety precautions that should be taken. So there should be two safety meetings, a general one involving the full crew and one gun-specific one involving the cast, crew, and camera members when the guns come out. Now, like we read earlier, apparently no safety meetings were held. So that's, again, a big red flag. Okay, so let's continue reading. They say once the scene is finished or the gun needs to be reloaded or replaced with a backup, the gun leaves the set in the hands of the head armorer. Number four, and this is a big one, there are only two people who ever, in all caps, touch a prop gun. That is the armorer and the actor, period. No exception. So in practical terms, here's what it looks like. The armorer will pull out the gun that's been prepped for the scene from a controlled area, sometimes a truck, sometimes a trailer, sometimes a cart, sitting on a set under their control only, under their supervision. Without relinquishing control of it, shows the AD the gun is empty or cold, so you get a confirmation from a second person that this gun is in fact empty. That way there's no doubt about it, or it's considered a cold gun. Then the AD, the assistant director, announces its presence on set by using the phrase, quote, cold gun on set loudly and over the radio, so that way everyone is aware that there is now a gun on set. The armorer then hands it directly to the actor. The scene is then filmed, after which the gun leaves the set in the hands of the armorer only and is then returned to the controlled area, and nobody else touches the gun for any reason at all, ever. On a set being run by a professional AD and staffed with professional armorers, if either the choreographed dance or the chain of custody is broken in any way for any reason, everything stops. Control over both the gun and the set are reestablished, and I'm told that there's an additional safety meeting to clear up any misconceptions. Though I've never actually experienced it, they say. I'm lucky enough to have worked with professionals when firearms are present, so knowing all of that, if you read even one news story about New Mexico, you can see that at least 3 glaring fuck-ups led to the death of a young mother and a wildly promising future, and an actor who now has to carry the weight of her dying by his hand for the rest of his life. Yeah, man, he's gonna have to live with this forever. I can't imagine what this is like, I actually have friends who are in the Marines. They're retired Marines, but they, being my friends, they went into detail about when they had to take lives in Afghanistan. This is in like 2009 to 2013, and they took lives intentionally, but they still had to deal with the fact that they took a life, and the way they explained their guilt and their grief and was heartbreaking. And I can only imagine what that would feel like if it was an accident, not because you're trying to defend your country, but because it was an accident. I mean, this, yes, was an accident, but it was a preventable accident. Therefore, it was negligence. This is without a doubt manslaughter. And I hope this Hannah Gutierrez Reed, or whoever this bitch is, this OnlyFans model who thinks she's a head armorer, goes to prison. I hope she goes to prison for 5-10 years for manslaughter. This is unacceptable on so many levels. Anyways, let's wrap this video up, guys. All right, I'm out of here. So, yeah, I mean, shit. I guess the word of the week is negligence. Or manslaughter. Or as more commonly used in the old days, just a good old-fashioned murder. It was an accident. It doesn't matter. It was, you killed him. It's murder. Someone was murdered. So, I mean, what are your thoughts, guys? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments below. With all of these revelations that we're finding out about now, with all these things coming to light, this new information is crucial, and it's going to have a major, if not massive, impact on the court's decision. This family better sue for everything this company's worth. I'm sorry, but this company needs to burn to ashes, and there's no phoenix rising from these ashes. This company needs to burn. If you're a production company that lets this much shit slide, which results in someone's death on your watch, then you don't deserve to be making movies. You don't deserve to be on the playing field. Again, going back to the whole, this is Alec Baldwin's show. This is the Alec Baldwin show. He's going to be held responsible. So I don't care if it's his production company or not, or I don't care if this whole thing, the whole production company needs to be shut down forever. Not indefinitely, definitely, permanently. I mean, looking at the facts, there are so many people that should have been aware of the gun being on set and being loaded. So many people let this just slip right by them when it should have been stopped right at the moment it was brought on set to be double checked. This deadly mishap got by so many people that everyone should be fucking fired. Everyone should be charged, all the way to the fucking extras. I don't even care. Everyone needs to be brought to justice. Especially that bitch, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed. Like, oh my, let's watch that clip one more time. Okay, she posted this on TikTok like 2 days before this whole... Okay, one more time. This is the person responsible for this woman's death. For Helena Hutchins' death. One more time. Applejack, do your thing.
Choke me like you hate me, but you love me. Low-key wanna date me when you...
Fuck me, touch me with the lights off and my chains on, baby.
Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate you. And as I said earlier, I appreciate the view. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe. And as always, don't you dare forget to pull out. And feel free to hit that bell or go to my merch store or my Patreon and donate as little, like I said, as $1 a month. It goes a long way. It helps me buy lube. It helps me buy dildos. It helps me buy dog food. It helps me keep these lights on. These lights, I mean, they're LEDs, but you keep them on as long as I do. It gets expensive, so you're helping pay the bills and, I'm demonetized. Did I say that already? I know. Fuck. I can reapply for monetization on the 30th of October, but I don't think I'm going to. Because I didn't delete any videos. I've made no changes. As a matter of fact, I've probably gotten progressively worse with my content in the PC culture's eyes. So I think I'm going to stay demonetized. But because I'm making that conscious decision to stay monetized, demonetized, I need your help. I'm done begging. I sound like a beggar. I'm done begging. Please, more, sir. I need some more. Yeah. More. No, I don't want your soup. I want some fucking money. Give me the fucking dough. Have you ever had sex with a sea lion? No. I did. Yeah. I was at a veterinarian in San Diego, and a sea lion from SeaWorld was brought into the veterinarian's office, and it was under anesthesia because they were doing a minor operation on it for whatever reason, and I was just like, whoa. No one's in the room. I walked by the room and I saw through like the glass with the mesh wire. I saw the sea lion just laying on the table, and I was like, oh my god, I could not control myself. I could not control my urges. I just have these bestiality. I have these crazy urges that just I can't control sometimes. And I did a double take around the room, make sure no one was looking, and I just kind of like gave the doorknob a little shake. It was unlocked. I mean, why would it be locked? It's a vet hospital. Anyway, so I open the door and I go in there and I just see the seal, and it's lying there, just all oily and lathered up, and its skin is just so wet and just warm, and I got rock hard. Yep, I got rock hard. it made me in the mood for sex. And when I'm in the mood for sex, I put on Sauvage. If you ever wonder what Johnny Depp's vagina smells like, if you've ever wondered what Johnny Depp's butthole smells like, what Johnny Depp's asshole smells like, it smells like Sauvage. So if you would like to experience that top shelf, that creme de la creme, that Johnny Depp dick, if you want that smell in the morning, if you want a whiff of that dick, then I highly recommend getting a bottle of Sauvage and spray it on your own dick. It'll be like you're sword playing, you know? You know what I'm talking about. You get it. Thank you. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Oscar. Everybody say hi to Oscar. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed him, but he's been there the whole time. Oh my, he's a fucking adorable. Oh, sorry, they. This is now Oscar corn or unicorn. I don't know. It's a work in progress. They is a work in progress. And having Oscar being a non-binary is really helping me sharpen my ability to remember pronouns. Like it's helping me remember to call them they, them, their. I know it makes no sense. That's why it doesn't make any sense. But I'm gonna just go with it. Say goodbye, Oscar. Say goodbye. All right, let's get a thumbnail shot. Let's get the thumbnail. He does not like this. He's like, Oscar. I think we got it. All right. I'd like to thank my Patreon members for paying for these Doritos. They're 3D, which is like the new thing. But I'm working on 4D chips, so you just stay tuned. You keep up those Patreon memberships, I might have a 5D chip soon.
Your secret friend.
Underneath the bridge,
Who?
Topper sprung a leak, and the animals I've trapped
Haven't a clue.
all become my pet.
Let's play a game. Just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
You're becoming quite a celebrity.